Welcome to the morning ground! Big Brothers is on!
Great to have him back, innit?
What an upgrade for a shite Rangers shite ex-Rangers players to...
Nah, you can't have that.
He was hopeless, wasn't he? Let's be honest. Holiday.
What, on Sunday?
It's an
or just in
upgrade,
general?
isn't it? No, we're Rangers, I mean...
That's
you
a fucking
think it's
upgrade,
called a
like,
Rangers
of course it
legend?
is, aye.
Sat on the bench the full fucking time he was there.
How's your move on Sunday, alright?
Oh! Saturday, it was wild.
Is it good, mate?
Brilliant. He's been up there.
Sanders the best place ever there.
Ended up getting in, went to an old man's boozer, and there was about 5-6 boys that liked to open goal. Ended up sitting with them and their missus and got a good
Actually, have been up there. We've been up there with Scotland.
St Andrews, it's like there, huh?
And we had a team day out with Scotland.
Who was the manager?
George Burley.
What was it?
He was probably waste.
What, just a full day, bar to bar?
Aye.
Expensive up there though, innit?
Oh,
see when you wake up in the morning after a
It's
night
good
out
though.
up
So
there.
where did you stay? Did you stay or did you
We
just
stayed in the Hotel Divan.
Oh, aye.
Nice.
No, you can take
Sanders
it
is
to the
my
old.
favourite place.
Nah, fuck, that's too much money, mate. Do you know what it was? I got steaming at sponsors doing paid 450 quid for the room. It was only worth about 150, eh? Right, Grosvenor Sport.
Brilliant,
Paul,
sign, new offer
New
from-
offer for Grosvenor Sport this weekend.
Aye, it's double the odds.
Double ender this week.
Aye, double the strapped on me, innit? It's double the odds for the new sign-ups with your first £10 bet. Sign up at gsport.com/open goal.
Derek Lyle's betting on 20 draws in the Premier League. Just
Every
loves
single
draws,
one,
didn't he,
innit?
Del? We played 5-a-sides last night. He was devastated there was no draws.
Aye. First
Go
game
on.
was a draw and he was buzzing. So well done, didn't he? He was absolutely buzzing, Dale. Done well on all last night.
Back
Brothers,
does.
you want to say on camera what team what the winning team was?
We get robbed. There was a fix-up, I swear.
The big man was fucking losing.
My head had gone.
His team started.
I
He beat
swear.
them 4. Was it 4 the first game?
You had a
3?
good team, innit?
Aye, 3 or 4 mate. I swear we were all early gaff. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to sit at the back now and just order every day about it.
Mate, they went low block in 5-a-sides. Brothers team.
We did.
For fuck's sake.
Aye, lost it by a
What
point.
about
We
the boy,
come
not
back.
just let the big guy up front?
That's it.
Aye.
What was your team?
Me, Matty, Evan and Regan. I don't know what I
Team
was
on
thinking with
paper as
Regan.
well, mate.
That should be defensively
Honestly.
solid in the 5-a-side. You and Regan.
I mean, I don't know what I was thinking picking him.
We need to get on camera now. Brock Watson's team got beat with, I think it was 0 points on it.
Aye. they
So
were
what was the
a gang.
winning
He
team?
never
Who was
scored
the
a goal
winning
either. Winning team was me, Semps, Gaz, Callum and Jacob.
Ah,
Who's
I see,
crumbled
with
in at the end? Didn't
Callum
crumble,
and
but
Simps.
had a wee bit of
No
down.
word they lie, right? If it went another run, we'd have won because their team blew up.
They went.
He blew up.
Callum and Simps, good feet.
You're a wee goalie, weren't you?
Si
I
and
was goalie.
Gaz,
You can see
bit
us.
experience
Aye,
in
but
there.
there was like another player for them because he was stepping out and that
Just hitting me.
I seen a wee curly toe, aye.
with New Balance on.
Aye.
The newbies. What, you got your scooter back as well?
Scooter back, unbelievable, so obviously lost it, said it in here, no thinking, wasn't hinting for them to send one. Scoots, the company sent me a scooter. Mate, how nice a gesture is that? You think the world we live in now, there's not a lot of nice people. They certainly are an unbelievable company. Scoots sent me it, also asked to send you one, didn't they?
Aye, I don't know if it was the same company, but it might be big fans of the show. They asked me to send me one at Christmas time last year, but I said that they'd be better donated to somebody more needy than me.
You know,
So
think like that,
they must have gave it to Slaney.
So I don't know if he's watched. So I don't know if you watched the cooking show, but he's chasing up people for money on emails, and now he's taking free scooters when there's.
And I
people really struggling.
get a tiny Bobby, what a start I've had.
But
Who
no,
was it you
listen,
parked the scooter again? Whose arse was it you
But
parked
I
it?
was mad at the weekend. Wait, what am I doing with my that?
Have you heard about what they do on Champions League night, brothers?
No.
So the Maz Knickers, do you know how, remember you used to play, you played Champions League, so you'll know I came through at a Champions League club as well, so I'll know as well. Remember at the centre circle they used to do the,
Aye.
so him and his family stand in the living room and do that with
We'll have
his Maz Knickers.
Oh, Nicholas, aye.
No way.
I swear that's what they do, to recreate
There's
it.
all
but-
sorts in the washing
Was that
machine
how
today.
Evan?
No, but somebody
meeting
says
the other
it's... Somebody says they've seen her hanging upside down for the washing line.
Aye, we're getting ready for tomorrow night. We're all buzzing, because this is going to be 3 games to go, innit? We need a big push for you now, so...
aye.
Pants are there, we're ready to go, aye. Ready to go, aye, so good, all good.
Superb.
Right, what want a result? Oh no, in fact, we need to get on camera as well that the neck's fucked, the eyes are fucked.
Eyes are fucked. Hips are fucked.
What's happened to you? You're crumbling, man.
I'm depressed.
I went to that.
Andy's doing it, huh?
Yesterday was Speak Out Day as well.
Was it mental health day? Was it? Aye, you're right. I was really down yesterday.
Were you?
I was generally. I came home, man, and noticed I'd screamed at the kids a wee bit more. And then the wife came in and she says, "How are you going to the eye doctor?" So obviously, one day I was reading this thing and I closed one eye to see how it was on one side and closed the other eye, and I couldn't see out of this right eye. It was all blurry, and I was like, "Better go and get to the opticians." Went to the optician, so I've got a cataract at 40. So I didn't think it was a big deal, but you don't really get it until you're maybe 70,
What's that,
70 there. It's like a blur in your eye. I don't know what it is, and they can take them out. It's like your lens becomes, I don't know, knows good focus. So I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and he said that we need to operate on it to take it out, and the other one's starting to go as well, and then I can try to drive home, and my neck's goose. I didn't drive home, somebody took me home, and my neck's really bad. I've got the operation 1st of November, and then my hip was killing me last night at training. I was just fucking proper down. I thought, see that wonderful football career everybody thinks is great, 41 in the neck, eyes, fucking hips. But we're back today. Looking forward to this morning. Back today. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. But no, sometimes you get a wee bit down. But see, when I spoke to Lynn and that, she says, that's fine. She says, we'll just go up to bed early night, and that was us. We're rocking.
Good on
Not
you,
a
big
problem.
man.
Well, that is good news. You're now the lead commentator. Moz is getting binned.
Moses,
If he doesn't want to come, if he doesn't want to be part of this, it's fine.
Moses is
somebody
so,
else.
yeah.
What is it?
He didn't even let anybody know he wasn't coming.
You're joking.
He's close.
He's close, he's on the verge.
So how about you, lead Jonathan Pearce, big Jonathan Pearce,
I
lead commentator?
could have done it with that other boy, the boy that does the blog that interviewed Slaney.
No.
Who's the boy that goes round does the lowly?
I was talking to him, aye. But I wasn't
he could be the new
He's
guy.
good, that guy.
Sam.
Very good.
He's
Sam.
in channel.
He's got his own
Aye.
channel. Him,
Yeah,
my
he
boy
could
was
come
on, he
in.
was buzzing.
Was he?
But
Uh-huh.
it was a bad game to miss with company because the game was unbelievable.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
It was really good. I'll be honest, and I thought wasn't it kind beef, but that last Friday night was like the complete performance. Going a goal down, identifying what was wrong, and just stuck to the same things, and then bang, kept the ball. And the more you kept the ball, the more Caledonian Brave dropped off. Once you dropped off, you just sensed you had the chance, and then some of the goals you scored were different.
Was it enjoyable playing, Brandon?
Aye. Very
What
enjoyable.
do you think went wrong first 15? Because we were rubbish first 15, weren't we?
I just don't think we moved the ball well enough.
Forcing it.
Aye. But even when he's saying they dropped half, but I thought they came after us in the second half.
But I didn't mean
And
like
then-
drop half as in they sat back. I meant that they
Aye.
just moved a few yards a wee bit away that allowed you to keep the ball a wee bit, and then I think once you've got a few more passes together, he's then realised because he's know he can do it anyway. They realised, all right, okay, they're moving the ball about now, and I think they didn't capitalise on their first 15 minutes. They got the goal, and then they didn't go on and try and. But well, that was down to how
think that
good
was
you.
down to us, aye.
That's what I mean.
The bravery
And then-
used for the back, like some of the play with you, Div, Cookie and Gaz or Aiden dropping in was
brilliant,
especially that last
sensational.
15,
One
20
touch,
minutes.
2 touch in, then switch. It's unbelievable.
That was my favourite move. The one used play was 6 or 7 passes at the back, popped it. Somebody set Gaz and he zings it.
Oh,
right
cut
Slaney,
across it.
amazing.
Aye.
And then Conroy fucking kicks the ball in the barn, man. I actually wanted to take him off after
You
that.
were going, weren't you?
Well, here's one. I was going to take Aiden off after 15 minutes.
Was he?
Swear to God, didn't I?
Because he get booked?
But he was having a fucking shocker. So last week, so see after the game, he's putting all these stories on Instagram. Peter Higgin, I messaged him saying, do not get carried away. I was going to fucking take you off after 15 minutes tonight. But he even said himself, he says, fucking hell, I had a shocker the first 15 minutes.
But see,
again, that just sums him up, mate.
No, I know.
He's got that 19-year-old, mate. Other people would have crumbled.
Yep.
Went on and had an absolutely great game again, didn't he?
Double. Could have had a hat trick.
I had to,
You've always said that though, Si, ain't you? No matter if it's 1 minute in the game or 90 minutes, you make a sub based on the team. Wouldn't
Yeah,
you
you
though?
need to,
It's not
like-
about individuals or just whip them off. It's whatever you feel's best for the team. And I think more managers are actually doing that now, making earlier subs, or you've got to though, ain't you?
You make a decision, you live and die by a decision. If he brings him off after 15 minutes and it changes the game and they go on and win, great, it's a great decision. He brings him off after 15 minutes and it doesn't quite work. You can't even, it can work either way. But he kept him on, and then he obviously...
John Rankin made 2 after 24 minutes. I seen Saturday for him.
Did he?
Oh, really?
We're getting beat 3-0 for Morton. He made 2 subs after 24 minutes.
That worked.
And how did that end up 5? Well done, John.
But there was some battles in the low leagues.
But can we say, P Caledonian and Braves, I like the way they played as well.
100%.
Lovely
Good
wingers.
team, weren't they?
Aye, they tried to play it for the back, play it the right way.
Yeah.
I think ultimately you said it in your interview that got better players. And that's what it boils down to. Our good players turned up on Friday night when a goal down, didn't panic, just got about, and then that, like you say, that last 15, 20 minutes, keep the goalkeeper to the right back, into Broaders, then back again, then into midfield, round the corner, protecting it, back into Gaz, switch the play. I mean, that just doesn't happen overnight. That's
see,
proper good
watching
football.
it back, I actually think 3 out the front 4 were quieter when they normally are.
Yeah, we said that at half time, aye.
We still went and won 3-1, could have been, 5 or 6 if
I
you've
think
been honest
Simps
with the
also
chances.
in the second half, Simps identified that no getting close to the bigger guys. He ended up moving away from them, giving himself space to receive the ball, whereas in the first half he got involved in too many kind of battles, trying to hold it up and the guy pushing him and stuff, whereas the second half he found himself more space that allowed to get the ball into his feet and stuff. But all in all, an unbelievable performance.
Although things are going great, bit of bad news. Gibbo needs an operation on his ankle. Obviously, it happened before he came to us. He's not kicked the ball for us, but he's going to need an operation. It's going to cost $7,500. Big man's offered to pull it out the back of his couch. Said you've got $7,500 in the back.
I'm struggling, mate. Heating bills and that are up.
Cost it. That's what I'm saying. It is tough.
We've
not got the money to do that, so we're going to fundraise to try and pay for it. We've got strips. Right. Scott Wrights gave us a strip. John McGinn's gave us a strip. There's a few others we're going to have.
I think we should have a full Monty. Slaney naked.
And Tony Adams.
Aye.
Lee Dixon and Tony Adams.
Mama's Champions League pants. So
Ray Parlour and Tony Adams.
Aye. Mama's
That's
Champions
a shame.
League
So he's
pants.
an operation. I know. Obviously, from my own personal point of view, I'm you helping, getting help from the PFA England. Fortunate enough to play there. They're helping me with my operation. But
Gibbo wasn't getting nowhere near good enough to play, didn't he?
no, I know. But for a young guy, $7,500. I'm sure we can get some things to help him with it.
So we're going to get as much as we can. We're going to stick it up on the Open Goal Instagram pages. People want to bid on signed jerseys.
I would love to go and take somebody on in a foot golf.
Foot golf challenge.
To me and play the game.
We're also thinking about us as a team. Kev, you involved as well. Dale, coaching staff, playing against 11 fans.
Brilliant. Great idea. Yeah.
Get that up.
Get that sorted.
We'll get that on, and then if we get a wee spin off of golf,
you're guaranteed to come up against a Celtic fan centre forward.
I'm fine.
He's fighting.
I'm fine.
Imagine
100%.
that funding he's scrapping people.
So we'll put more details up for Gibbo because a good boy
He's
get his operation done.
On to St Johnstone Celtic game.
No, you need me to tell people to watch the episode 2 of the documentary.
Jump ahead at that. The documentary is absolutely magical. You come across brilliant.
No, I've got the fear when they come.
I tell you, Simon.
See when you're hungover as well and you get messages like that.
I picked up Jude on Friday night for the game, and Steph came out and she says he's seen the documentary at part 2. I says no, it's not out to Sunday. I says I've not seen the sneak peek, and she just went, I think he looks worse than the first time.
She gives me the fear.
Your family will always think that.
Went, just Kevin, just like at some points like his veins are coming out his head. And then I watched it on Sunday morning, sat in the bed and watched it, and I didn't see anything negative about it at all. The best bit was the 185 steps or something. Strollers to the pitch.
Were you hanging though? Were you at the end?
What is that?
It leaves you hanging when you at the end.
What happened at the end again?
Oh, you're
Just
sitting like
shaking
after
your
the
head
defeat.
with a tapper.
Oh, with the is that Glenrothes?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I thought that could have been the end.
That was going to be the end, See, after that game, I was serious like about chucking it. So were you, weren't you, if you're being honest? Oh, you were, weren't you? Was it Stirling Uni? And then after Glenrothes, I was like, I'm not doing this, man.
No, because it was affecting you away from football and all, wasn't it? And then you get your big boy pants on, didn't you?
You'll never need the big boy pants. Right, Paul, what I want?
Well, obviously, St Johnstone Celtic. I actually thought, to be honest, lads, Are
you asking a question or you just
I was just going to start a conversation. I thought Celtic were in control of the game as much as they as good as they have been, but I still thought they were in control, Kev.
I had tweeted at the end of the game saying that Celtic kind of got away with one, and a lot of people wrote back, but they dominated the game for whatever. I know they dominated the game for whatever, but when you dominate the game, you've got to put the game out of bed and don't allow a team to have an opportunity to come back in. In the last 15-20 minutes, they did get a wee bit sloppy, whether it be maybe Giakoumakis up front, trying to play that first time pass, and he maybe doesn't need to.
Done that a couple of times.
Done that. Abada, the boy, the left back, had made a couple of bad choices, and they made obviously 3 or 4 subs in the second half, and I thought that they're trying to rush things rather than just keep the ball, keep it moving.
Did you think the subs were too early? I thought Celtic were on top, and then when the subs got made, I thought St Johnstone.
And then again, sloppy in terms of defending the ball. 1-2 in over for May. Stevie May and Joe Hart's made an unbelievable save. Then the other one where Stevie May cut round, crossed it in, the boy at the back that's took it on the chest and then blazed it over the bar. At that point, you're thinking, come on, you've had your chances, nip it in the bud, and then the free kick comes in, they get their goal, and you're like, they've kind of deserved that because they've created a couple of decent opportunities. I know Celtic's had loads of chances in the first half and a couple in the second half, but you've got to, you know from Broomhilde, you've got to put teams to bed, because while it's always at one goal, there's always a chance for them to nick a goal, and that's what they did. And then thankfully Celtic went up the park, and unfortunate for the right back at
You think I want to put teams to bed and I've got fucking Brock Watson in my team?
I know, but you know,
I'm not going to put it the right fucking way, am I?
But then obviously kept going up to 90, what was it, 95, 96? Or 90, whatever it was, and then
107.
I wanted to ask you because I was listening to the radio on the way up. I watched the first half and then I was on the radio up the way up to St Johnstone. I think it was Alan Preston and Packie Bonner slaughtering St Johnstone centre halves for celebrating the equaliser in the 95th in the 92nd minute.
What?
Saying they should have just got back to their half and concentrated on seeing the game out.
No,
There was a lot
you're
of
you
celebrating.
got there and
Of
celebrate.
course you are, aren't you?
There was a lot happened
You think you're
between.
getting a point against Old
Right.
Firm? You take a point any day of the week against Old Firm.
Of course you do.
There was a lot
Especially
happened
when they
between
did
the celebrations and the time Celtic scored the winner.
But see,
boys
before,
got
I think
to
Big
kick it.
Considine was still celebrating up the park.
Could be worse,
Trying
he
to
could
get
be-
back in. What was he doing?
You could
He's
be worse
He's
with,
goal side him and just
Very
leaves
right.
him. You seen it?
Do you see when that goes wide there, brothers? Considine should just attach himself to Giamakis and make sure you're not
100%.
scoring.
Goal side at least.
Yep.
It's as if he almost stops because he thinks maybe his player's injured, they're going to stop, and then obviously Celtic, they whip in a great cross to be fair, but
Yeah.
he's got to be goal side, no?
Yeah,
Yep,
definitely.
definitely, aye.
Dre right though, no. He's got to just kick the ball at the park or something.
He just leaves it, doesn't he?
I don't know what...
He pulled up injured, didn't he?
I know, but
Cramp, it was only cramp.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like,
Is that cramp,
I
is
think
it?
it was cramp.
you can't just fall down and let them play through that side. I mean, what's he doing?
What's his name? How'd you say that?
Habzanovic.
Like him?
I think he's really
Your
good.
type, isn't he? Like?
I really like him, really on the front foot. So I always looking to play forward. A wee trick in him. He looks if did they play him number 10? Am I right in saying that on Saturday? Did they play him 10?
aye.
I think they did, didn't
He
they?
did, aye. It
They
was like a
changed it
bad
a wee bit. I
on
think
the
they
right,
changed it
bit
a
centre
on
mid.
the left, and he was in the kind of hole
Aye.
behind Jaffa
And
Marcus.
Celtic went to 4-2-3-1 now.
I think he changes. I think he has
Aye,
started
they had,
changing one for a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
And I really like him. I think he's still a wee bit. So I've hit 3-4 games before you see him at his very best, but he does look really good. But do you know who I was really disappointed in? Jackie Makis. Really very sloppy. And the manager came out after the
But
game
then
and
is
said
it hard for him, Sonny, when he doesn't start every week? And
If you want to play with Celtic side, you've got to be ready when you come
then
in.
you've
'Cause
got
you
to
don't get a
remember-
lot of chances with Kyogo there.
That's
So
why
am I
you
right in
sit
saying
on
no,
his
the week
gift now,
before, well, the week before was injured. Did he miss a game through injury? So he's kind of like missed a game and then chucked straight back in.
And how Forrest doesn't play, man. I'm not, and this is nothing to. When he's coming on, he's shown much more quality than Maida's been shown. And the amount of chances Maida's been getting to play, I think that's crazy. Because when Forrest is coming on, he's shown quality play. For me, recently, Maida's not been shown anything.
But the manager's always going to play his signings though, isn't he?
I know, that's a good point. It is a good point.
can't
'Cause
sign
He got
players and
to
then no
justify
play.
why he
Yeah.
bring him in. But Maida's obviously going through a wee spell now. But there's one thing you can't ignore, he still works his socks off. And I know that sometimes you can
That's
say,
a
"Aye,
given,
whatever."
though, innit?
It's a given, but like Saturday, the cross comes in and he's tried an overhead kick. The guy coming in, I think it might have been,
A bad one.
was it the,
I think so, at the back
was
post.
one of them,
Did he
he's
do
got
that?
to be screaming just to head it and put it in the net. But Celtic, like, they got away with one. I would not say they did get away with one because John scored in the 90th minute.
93rd.
93rd, then to go up the park and score 95th, whatever it was, 96. I'm saying they got away with one. Yeah, if they had all the possession in the world, they created a lot of chances, but you've got to take the chances. You've got to make sure that you're that far ahead that by conceding the 92nd, it's not going to affect the result of the game. But they got the 3 points, they move on, and big game this week.
Do you not think that's a good thing from a Celtic point of view? Every team will have a blip, but they're still winning.
Winning games.
Aye.
Of
course it is. You're not
With the
playing-
injuries they've got as well.
Yeah,
Do you know who's a joke, by the way? Hatati.
Attack very
He's
good.
unbelievable.
Very good.
Isn't he?
Very good.
But they're a different team without Cal McGregor, aren't they?
Aye.
He's not
100%.
getting away with it.
He makes
He
them
keeps
tick.
everything tick, everything moving,
That's-
everything. The ball just keeps moving all the time, and he's at the heart of everything.
Yep.
But
He's just took that over for Bruni.
Yep.
So he has.
And he's out now until the World Cup, after the World Cup, obviously.
I loved Scott Brown as a player, but for me, if I was wanting how I wanted to play, I'd Callum McGregor as a sitter every
Yep.
time.
He starts
Just how
so much.
comfortable he is
side.
on the ball, his decision making on the ball is
it's how he was
Incredible.
Who's
seen.
I mean, for new Celtic, obviously he's out till after the World Cup. Who's going to go in there? Who's Ange going to put in?
He's going to have to put somebody in there and trust him for 2 or 3 games to get them settled in. He can't keep like putting one in
and then changing
it, bring somebody. He has to go with somebody and
Who do you
say,
think it
Is it a chance to bring James in Carver?
I think he looks brilliant when he comes on, mate.
Do you know James, brother?
No, but just playing
Playing
against
against him, was he
Aye.
good?
I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah.
That,
Is he just
his
needing a
role.
run of games or
Aye,
something?
possibly.
He probably does. There's no doubt he's a top player. Remember, he was
Aye.
at Everton. He was one of the best
That's what I
midfielders
mean.
in the Premier
Aye.
League.
I'd agree.
Would you say that position would suit James McCarthy?
Well, for a holding midfielder, 100%.
Yeah,
It's just, has he got the same legs now as
That's what he had.
Aye.
He had a lot of injuries, didn't he?
Aye.
I think he just needs a couple of training sessions. Big man looks alright, doesn't he?
Big Abelgard.
Nah.
I don't know.
I don't think he had enough time to
No,
really.
you need to have a
the
good
left
look
back
at
that
him.
came in, Bernard,
He done well.
but he
He
was
looked good
all
to
right.
me, man,
He
didn't
did all right. Persevered. He gave away the ball a few times, but that happens. But again, some of these new guys that are coming in, they're going to need games. It's games. You can't expect them just to come in 1-2 games and all of a sudden hit the ground running and be season starters. You know what I mean? They've got to come in and fit into the system. And if you think of the Celtic team at the beginning of the season to where it is now, there's a lot of changes. So for me, like Carter Vickers, glad he's back in because he makes that difference in defence.
Don't know why Stevie May didn't start.
Stevie May looked lively when he came on, didn't he?
know,
So
aye.
good, so much energy. I don't know why
That
he didn't
running in
start.
behind, he
A
does.
couple of
innit?
goals has gave him a huge confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he went that spell until they scored against us in the playoffs last year. But he didn't score for about 9 months.
That's all.
Aye. So it
Now
was.
he's kicked on a bit. He
He
looks
looked
like the
great,
old
aye.
Stevie May.
See, to play against, brothers, was he tough to play against?
Not so much in terms of physical, but just in terms
ran.
of playing in off the shoulder.
Yep.
You're always trying to give yourself that, and then he would give the other boys space because he would always play in the shoulder, and sometimes you know what it's like without going into like linesmen's and that, but they get a lot wrong up here, and that's how we probably do need VAR in.
Aye.
First coming in and that.
Aye.
When's Varane after Christmas? No, after the World Cup.
After the World Cup, I
After
think
the
it
World
is.
Cup,
It's
aye.
going to be brilliant, isn't it?
See, you lost your job at West Brom yesterday, big man.
Aye, Big
You all right?
Bruce, aye.
How you're doing?
I know, that's him. Surely he's got to retire now, Big Brucey.
I think he'll go again.
Oh,
I think he'll go again,
no,
mate.
he's got to
I
retire.
was devastated Roy Keane ruled himself out last night, man. I want to see Keane one more time as a manager.
Back
Wants
in.
to date though, didn't he?
He says he
does,
wants
aye.
to do it.
Bruce,
Think
he
it was
was
just too
great.
much, Steve Bruce getting the boys to come in his office to fart.
I think the manager got into that
No,
office.
that's what he does.
What?
Anyone needs a fart in the training ground, if they go to his office and fart in his room.
I think the manager, the new manager got into that office.
1999, Steve Bruce phoned me, coming on to Huddersfield.
Did he?
Not a problem, Brucey. Off I went, him and Lou McCarry.
No way, did
What a
he?
guy.
Did you go and play for Steve Bruce?
Played for Huddersfield 4 games in the Championship back in 99.
Wow.
Aye, 99.
Was he
Was
good?
he good?
Aye, fucking really good. Just one of the guys that like you could go and speak to. He could tell you a few things and had that respect because he was in that great Manchester United team. Do you know what I mean? Big Brucey. And Lou McCarry, man.
You
he's
look like
just
big Gary Pallister.
Lou McCarry's just a
You and
fucking
Steve
nut
Bruce.
job.
That's a great shout.
Pallister and Bruce.
Big Pally
Lou
Bruce
McCarry.
and rolled out of one.
And you got your first point for Nottingham Forest last night. Well done, me man. Have you seen the Forest manager?
Aye.
His double on it.
Have you just
He's had some lookalikes this week, isn't
Fugan about the new one.
Les Dennis is good.
Les
Tried to
Dennis,
deflect on me the other night there,
Jeffrey
didn't he?
Dahmer.
Who's Jeffrey
Hey,
Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Mate, so many people are saying that to me.
Hello, Dahmer.
It's a shocker, but isn't it?
What about the wee boys I brought into that school last night?
Brilliant, nuts.
Oh.
Playing 5 sides, the wee guy hated me. He's like, your tash is a shiter. He was like 12-year-old, man. He's saying your moustache is a shiter.
The Tash was looking good on the documentary, like.
Was it?
Aye, when you're sitting
Aye.
at the wee table, the Tash.
Tash
you
is
must
staying
have-
with 100%.
You must have put some mascara or something on it. Like, to
Did it
brighten
look thicker?
Look thick, aye.
No, the tash is staying.
How did you end up going with the task? Because you never had
Because
that.
she fancies Hector Bellerin, innit?
Oh, you went for
I'm
that one?
trying to get a bit of Bellerin. I'm growing the hair back as well.
No, I like your hair like that.
I'm going to go slick back, I think.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, what about the big man brought in a few old pictures?
Oh,
The Bond mullet, man.
it was terrible, wasn't it? Come on, say it.
Oh, Gary. Dama won it.
What?
That blonde one was Dama.
Oh, the Bond one was... What was that? Would you go and get your hair highlighted every week?
My sister just have a hairdresser's, aye.
And she would do it?
Aye, terrible, wasn't it?
Aye, bad, mate.
Anyone else, she's no hairdresser anymore.
The Barnett's looking decent now.
The Barnett?
Uh-huh.
Folks say it's a wig, didn't they?
Who says it's a wig?
You?
It does look a wee bit, doesn't it? But it's just a good head of hair, isn't it? Really?
it's just-
It's really thick.
It is
No.
thick.
Should see the pubes are the same, that.
Aye.
Pubes are big
crackers.
bush.
You and the missus are still very much in love, aren't you?
I love my missus.
She's a beauty, I know.
Aye.
Remember you went to
Punching, isn't she?
It's like two good looking ones, aye.
Would you ever go couples dating?
With Lenny? No chance.
Nah, what?
You
Yeah,
could try her.
yeah, you'd...
She's tried it already in the moor.
Was it daft, was it?
Was she getting you a bit back?
No, she didn't like me, didn't she? No, remember
No.
because I said a wee bit about it.
No,
brothers?
she said she was going to wind him up. He jumped in. I'm not speaking to you, slating my...
So she
slating
said-
my
You've been with your wife early.
Aye.
Long, how many years have you been married now?
Married? Oh, good question. 8.
Oh, well.
Yeah. There's any couple that's still very much in love. It's the Kyles, man.
Oh, fuck
They're
aye.
constantly at it.
Lynn, man, she's just like, she actually says to me at night time, I was just thinking today, Kevin, is there anything I'm no good at? And see, they've made her think about it. She's fucking good at everything. Aye, she's just fucking clever as fuck. Swear to God, clever. I'm going to go into
No, I'll go because she's like...
fucking sexy. She's just fucking.
She is sexy.
Yeah, she's always had that
very
wee-
sexy, I'll give you that.
See, when you see her mum, you see where it comes from, like,
Ma's a lovely woman, isn't she?
Anne's a great woman.
Is she?
Aye. Said to her yesterday, she was up for the weekend. I says, Anne, you want to make my wee bowl of minestrone soup for the week? Aye, neighbour, her son, she makes the best fucking minestrone soup.
What's my...
Minestrone.
Oh,
I said
minestrone.
minestrone, didn't I?
I thought you said my story.
She's a proper farmer's wife, man. Just spent all the days in the farm cooking and...
Is her and the farmer still... Have they ever done it in the field?
I don't know. I've done it in the field a
On
few
the track?
times.
Have you?
The tractor?
On the
Oh, I
tractor.
see what you mean when we first dated, man. We used to just date Orloads, honestly. Everywhere and anywhere.
Over the bonnet of a
Is one of
tractor.
your necks fucked in?
Used to go walks down the beach and that, the wee beach at the bottom of the farm, and not a problem.
Oof.
Right, anyway,
Hey, by the way, say it, do you seriously think Celtic will win? If you like
tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
I'm not confident, if I'm being totally honest there.
No, I don't think. I think there's.
Leipzig are good.
I think a really good side in the likes of Leipzig, how good they were last week, and Celtic had good spells last week as well. I think if they come to Parkhead and stroke a few passes together, I think that
Didn't I say Stoke after what you've just been telling
Celtic
me?
might
I'll
be.
say, I'll go.
Celtic might. I think Celtic need to iron out the mistakes they're making. There's a wee simple, like keep the ball better. But it'll be interesting. I think they've got to win because
You
the
and Lynn have
groups.
been on this couch, look. That wasn't there last week. You and Lynn was there. Oof. No, I'm not confident, if I'm being totally honest.
Are you no, Si?
No.
Why?
Because I think McGregor's such a massive player for them, eh? I think if you're going to compete at that level, mate, you need your strongest 11 men on the pitch. Especially for how Celtic play. If you want to play it for the back, your sitter needs to be so comfortable. I just think different team and McGregor's not it. And if you know that team, then I think Leipzig are too good.
Who do you think he'll go with then, Ange? Put in there.
I think it could be. I think
Nah,
if you're going to be
I think
big,
he'll be the big guy.
do you think it'll be the big man?
I think so, just based on when he brought him on the other day against him.
Is Starfelt back now?
No.
But he brought on the big fella and he brought on Moy and he had on McCarthy on
I know.
Saturday at a different point. Like they
Yeah.
were all in the park. So which one of the three would you put?
Turnbull's
in
not
as
been
your
about
centre?
either, has he?
No,
I
what's
think
happened
he's
to
fit
him?
though again.
Is he
isn't
fit?
Aye.
I would go Hatate, O'Reilly and Turnbull.
Aye.
Nah.
Abada Rameda.
I think Hatate can play centre, mate. He's so comfortable on the ball.
No, but you're not getting much defence.
O'Reilly no play there.
are they?
O'Reilly could probably go and play there.
Yeah.
He's
He could
comfortable
take the
taking
ball,
it, isn't he? And he's decent off it as
Aye.
well. He gets it back.
Yep.
Do you like Carter Vickers, brothers?
Aye.
Good player, isn't he?
Yep.
What do you think he's good at?
I think he's good in the ball, but I think he's a good defender. Like, when tackles and headers need to be won, he wins them. But in terms of the way Celtic play, for him stepping out with the ball, it suits him. Suits him to the T.
He reads the game well,
Yeah, he
like
does.
when teams are attacking, he always seems to read that pass that might be coming and he always seems to make up the ground. He's never too far
he's-
away and
he's
he's never
quicker.
too
Yeah, he's
he's never
quicker,
too tight to the point that somebody's rolling him or things like that. I just think he's quite a clever.
Played against him when he was a young boy, 18.
Oh, did you? Aye.
Did you? Who was he at?
Spurs.
Right?
We played him in a friendly pre-season. He played.
Good.
He was good then, aye. He was just the exact same way he was. He was stokey, solid, stepping out with the ball. Aye.
Could he play centre?
Nah.
Nah.
I think he... Then does it not kill your defence?
Fence.
It's a big ask for Celtic to beat Leipzig, but listen, European night, it's Parkhead on a Tuesday night. It could Celtic could turn up and put on our show.
Aye.
But
They're
how
gonna have
good?
to-
How good is Nkunku?
Oh my God, he's a real deal.
Who's he going to Chelsea?
Chelsea,
Potentially,
I
aye.
Aye, under
Is that
Potter,
what they're
isn't
saying,
he?
He's meant to be with Chelsea. Right, we'll see. Rangers v Liverpool. Rangers need to have more of a go this time, don't
Yeah.
they?
Might
I
need
think
to
at home,
Liverpool.
they need to go for it. I think you've got to have a balance though, because you're still playing against one of the best teams in England. You can't just go gung-ho. You're going to get opened up eventually by Liverpool. So it's got to be, surely it can't be a low block, it's got to be medium at least.
Mate, Liverpool
Get in.
look all over the place now. What did he go with that? What did the clock go with Arsenal? Do you see he had their 4 up?
The four, the back four, your usual, and then they had
Thiago Henderson.
Thiago Henderson.
But they just get battered
They
in
had
midfield.
aye, and even Salah. Like everybody was more thinking
He's
about
playing right mid though.
who they playing, Zinchenko or Tierney, and then they playing Tom. Is it Thomas?
Thomas,
Yet?
aye.
And he marked Salah at the game.
He's
brought,
good.
Aye, brought Salah off.
But they're playing like it was almost like a 4-4-2 the way it worked to. Jota and Nunes up front,
Yeah.
and then Salah's right mid. Like that's fine, Salah up in a front three up there, but not playing right wing, try to track back.
Yeah.
I think mate, I think he's gone, Klopp.
There.
Aye, seen his press conference and all. He's
I know,
nearly
he
great.
nearly
So
beat
surely
him.
this is a perfect time to go and play them now.
Yes.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think Rangers will learn from last week. Last week they didn't really give it a go, but when they made a few substitutions last week, they brought on Kolak. Was it Scotty Arthur? No, who was it they brought on? They brought on somebody else. And they had a wee bit of go the last 10 minutes. And had
Is that not a mentality thing?
I know, but they created a couple
You've
of
nothing
chances.
to lose,
Aye.
you go
Aye,
for it.
I know,
Why
I
did
know,
you do it at the
but
start?
why
I
don't do that at the
understand.
beginning?
Well, you've nothing to lose now if you get beat.
So
you're out.
that's
Yeah.
what they've got to do tomorrow.
That's it.
On Wednesday they've got to go, just go for it. No, go for it in terms of like hell bent.
Aye.
First 10 minutes you don't get in and have an idea they're going to go for it because they've lost 3 group games already. They've not scored a goal. They've got nothing to
Well,
lose.
if you look at the run last year and Europa. They went for it the first
Every
10,
guy.
15 minutes,
Yep.
and they get that early goal and the fans are with you, and then your blue team's out the first half, the
Yep.
game's done.
100%.
Why no go for
I
it?
think Liverpool are vulnerable.
Exactly.
100%.
If Rangers
Did
go and
you-
get an early goal,
Please tell me you've seen Trent with the second goal for Arsenal.
Mate, what about Jamie O'Hara saying he's a League One defender? He says Champions League on the ball, he says off the ball he's a League One defender.
No, by the way, and he's no far off that at all.
Do you think?
He
He actually doesn't tackle, eh?
doesn't
I think
tackle
when you
and he
see
doesn't run
Liverpool's-
to stop.
He just stops.
Aye.
See when somebody goes by him, he just stops.
Have you seen the second goal, Arsenal's second goal?
Yep.
Henderson's got Martinelli, like he's blocking
Yeah.
him for getting in, and Trent just runs
Where nobody
just
is.
fucking runs straight,
Aye.
and the guy just. I don't know what. And so if you're Rangers tomorrow night, you're getting Kent.
But is Kent on form to do that now? He dropped him at the weekend, didn't he?
Aye.
Never played.
Is it worth sticking the other boy with the speed? What do you call him?
Sakala.
He's
Not
flying.
bad shout, by the way.
Oh,
So you
well,
think
he
it's
did.
Sakala
Get him
and
behind.
Trent?
He'll
Put
just
him
keep
on
going
Trent and
there.
run
Aye.
at him. At least with Sakala, he never stops.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're lacking a wee bit of quality in the final third, but he scored a goal on Saturday and it was a very good goal at that, a good finish. Why not put him on Trent
I
on
would
that
start-
left-hand
I would
side and
start
run?
Kent.
Huh?
I would start Kent.
I like Kent. I
Kent's
think
brilliant.
you'd think he would have something to prove as well playing against his old team. Go and show them what they're missing. At least they know.
Aye, I would
Because
start.
he,
him.
on form, he could give
Oh,
Trent a doing, couldn't
Aye,
he?
he could.
100%.
Yeah,
I think you can
definitely.
give any fullback a doing.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
What was your favourite Ibrox Champions League night? You got one?
Probably Man United. We got beat 1-0, lost a penalty in the last minute, but I think that was probably the best
who was
Champions
that?
League night.
Man U team's that Rooney or that Ronaldo? Was Ronaldo playing? No.
Rooney and Berbatov were up front.
Wow.
Were they unreal?
They were good, but I think we done well that night, to be fair. It was me and Davy Weir, and I think Whittaker played centre back as well. We played 3-5-2.
Oh, did you?
Aye, because that's the thing we're talking about with Celtic, they're down in numbers, but that game we get beat 1-0, we were down in numbers. Kyle Hutton made his debut in the middle
Oh,
of the
that's what
park.
it is, I remember that.
We were
Scholes
at
was
bare
playing,
bones.
wasn't
Aye, that's right, aye. So, and we went after them, to be fair, and had a go at them. And we lost a crazy penalty last minute, to be fair. Nazy never seen him
Was it
coming
the
in.
Phil Neville that got the penalty?
It was one of the fullbacks. He came in at the back and Nazy went to hook it and he just nicked in. But we're talking about Celtic, they're doing it bare bones. Is this no a chance for the boys that are no playing to go and make a name for themselves?
Yeah, very much so.
definitely.
Yep.
Are you surprised you've not seen Kovac and Morelos play together more?
I think we've said this for a few weeks now, say aye.
Aye. Because Morelos almost comes and links the play.
That's what I'm saying, they would complement each other well, wouldn't they?
They would.
Morelos did that well on
It's always in
Saturday.
between the sticks.
Yeah.
Morelos had a good did that good on Saturday, coming short and linking it
Yep.
up when he came on, good ball in for, was it Salah? Was it Sakala?
Aye,
Was it
that was the
Sakala?
goal, aye.
It was,
and then
aye.
played it through.
Whereas if you get
I'd have
him
been
coming
some
in,
pass if he'd set up Salah for
Fair
minutes. That's what Liverpool.
I meant to say Sakala, I got something stuck in the throat there. But the point is that if he, like Brother says, if he's coming short and Kolak's staying up, because that's all Kolak does,
Aye.
he just stays as high as he possibly can. And to be fair to the big man, his first goal was for Choose with it hitting the post and coming
Aye.
back, but he's in there making that,
Yeah.
falling up, and his second goal, great run, great finish. And for me, it's
They're
a
a wee bit like
no-brainer.
Miller and Boyd, isn't they?
Aye.
Morelos and Kovac.
But
It's a great
what have Rangers got to lose by going 3-5-2?
No, you need to go. I would go. But 3-5-2, do you get it Trent as much as you want to? No. By 3-5-2. If you play 4-3-3 with two high and wide players and you go and get exposed to spaces that Trent leaves and you go and get a chance to get at him 1v1. Is Barisic getting it, Alexander? But I don't think he stops crosses either. So you could play Barisic and Tavernier high and put crosses in the box. Because I think they're great defensively in terms of defending their box either just now, isn't they?
I would agree, aye.
Big Van Dijk's gone a bit as well,
Aye,
hasn't
they have, to be fair. And you would say he was the best defender in the world last year.
It just seemed all over the place.
It just shows you how big confidence is, even at that level.
he? Yeah.
For
Well,
a team-
exactly, mate.
Aye.
For a team that scored so many goals and all their talk was about the front three, Mane, Salah, Firmino or Jota, or whatever it was, right? And now their biggest emphasis is on their defending. It's totally went round the opposite way. And it's like, is the talk of the pressure of the back four no being, Trent no being as good, maybe Van Dijk no's being good, it's like, oh, for now the first time in our last 2-3 years we are being talked about negatively. How are they dealing with it? They're not dealing with it very well.
Is it though?
So that's
that
where you've got
teams have
to...
switched on to how Liverpool are playing?
Possibly.
Because they go after you, but if you can break that press,
Yep.
you're in.
But they're no, the thing is the stats are not running anywhere near as what they used to.
No.
And that tells you something.
Right, there you go.
They can't.
You've got, was it Steve Clark that done a video analysis about Peter not running enough?
Yeah, aye.
Tell that, remember?
So we could beat, I think it was Aberdeen.
Was this early on in his kind of appointment?
Aye. So I think we're 4 or 5 games in, and we've done all right. We've drew with Rangers and Celtic, and then we get beat for Aberdeen, and boys are getting a wee bit ahead of themselves. And then we get beat. He comes in after the game and he's like, see you in the morning, didn't say nothing. Straight after the game in Sunday morning. Didn't even come out to training, just sat in the stand, watched training. Didn't say nothing Monday, off Tuesday, and Wednesday was like video analysis. And he's just stopped it, and then he slow-moed it. Gary Dicker's walking by, and there's my captain walking. Does that again, he'll never play. Jordan Jones, and there's the full back running by him. Does that again, we'll never play. That's what he done.
Did you get it for him, brothers, now?
Knowing that video analysis, to be fair, but I've had it for him before, aye.
For what? Can you remember for what?
Aye, it was half time. Obviously I got booked and I was getting into a wee tackle, and I was, me and the centre back, the centre forwards having a wee bit as I normally get sucked into. We come in at half time and he just says, just looked at me straight, you going to get sent off? I'm like, no, we'll see if you get fucking sent off, you'll never play for me again. And that was it.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Was it scary?
Oh, when he went, aye, 100%. I remember the game we played Celtic at Parkhead. We were doing 1-0 and we drew one each, but it was like there was nothing to play for. The league was won. We were top 6, so we had nothing to play for really. And he came in and he's got the board that you work with, and he's like, "Aye, what? And is this a fucking pre-season game? No, we're here to win." Walked away. Come back through and then started talking about what we need to do.
That's brilliant.
Aye.
Because that's a sign of a good manager, because you would never expect that of Steve Clarke, like watching him on the side there, but he's obviously got that,
just
that different side to it.
3 or 4 times he had a couple of proper goals, and after that it was calm and collected.
I'm doing that next Saturday, cracking the boat team.
Did you ever get, you should just start cracking tack, even if I wouldn't just crack it.
Just keep cracking when you're talking.
You should just come in and crack it.
That's what I noticed in the documentary when they come in, when he's come in at half time, come in after the game, he does the same thing every fucking time. He comes in, he turns in the corner, hides behind the door and waits for everybody to come in, and he just stands there and waits.
No, I always get the boys in, but it was funny because somebody messaged the other day saying, "Can't believe for years you've been calling Paul Heckenbottom the mouse."
You got you done a bit.
Oh, he came across well with that, didn't you?
Aye, but
That's the only one you've ever done.
I didn't know how to end it, but just kept saying the same thing here and there again, didn't
No, I think you've done, mate, you're coming into your own, organised the 5-a-sides last night, took it off.
Obviously,
How long do you think Dell's going to do a sponsored silence for?
it's good on him, whatever
He
charity
must
he's
be
doing
making a
it for,
fortune, mate.
charity must be loving him, by the way.
When's it ending?
I know, if you haven't believed, weren't it? The cracker last night. When you see up, I'll Tom side in, Scott. Can I ask one more thing, Si?
Yes, of course you can.
Brothers, see that Man United group, who else was in that with you?
So there was us, Valencia, Man United, and it was a Turkish team, is it?
Who was
the
there?
one Kenny went to? Kenny Miller ended up signing.
It begins with an I. No Trabzonspor. No Trabzonspor.
It started with a B, I'm sure.
Just try and pronounce every
Do you have
team in
Turkish
Turkey.
accent?
Go there. Oh, yeah,
Hey.
Turkey. Come on, Kevin.
I'm
we
not doing
Turkish
that.
accent.
My mates actually said to me,
Bursaspor
"Going to please
or
get Kev to do them again."
So,
Bursaspor or something?
Bursaspor, aye.
Bursaspor.
Bursaspor.
oh, brilliant.
So see that Valencia, they must have had, was it
Canizares.
Was that Aymar?
No.
Pablo Aymar?
Gasca,
No, before
Mendieta? No, is it
No,
Mendieta?
that
Was it Mendieta?
Before that time. That was before that
That
time.
was the front three they paid a fortune for. That was the striker went to Spurs.
Oh, Soldado.
Aye, him.
He was good, wasn't he?
No, he was good before he went to Spurs. He was good at
Had a willy as a nose, didn't he?
Aye,
Big nose. Cock nose.
Cobb knows
But
that.
we can't talk.
Ah, fuck I know.
Who else was in that Valencia team?
So the Silver as well.
David Silva. Brilliant.
Aye, what a team they had. We beat them at home.
Wow, man.
Did you, sir? What was the score?
I think it was 2-1.
See the atmosphere in Champions League nights, can you see even the big players being affected by it? Nah, not really. Because it did happen last year though, with Rangers and
They must have enjoyed it though,
enjoyed playing into it.
Aye. Surely you've got to enjoy that.
Think ever like, oh, you've played in big games too, like the playoff finals and stuff like that. Did you ever notice
get
a
him started.
difference? Did you ever notice a difference?
What player final you want to talk about?
I really got idea.
But like, I think to like big games when I played like FA Cup semi-final things like that in the playoffs, I never sat in the dressing room and thought this is few more. I just thought it was another game.
Aye.
And I can never ever think.
Just the butterflies of that music when you're standing.
I suppose that's different when you hear that.
Amazing.
You know what
But
I mean?
then once the game's going, you don't actually hear them. Because you're that concentrated on what you need to be doing.
See, when you were in the stand, when you would look, especially when you were at Celtic and Rangers, I always thought I'd be shiting myself standing there.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Wait, so
What did you do when the camera went by you?
It's just take it all in. Benfica Champions League game.
The camera went like that when it went to, didn't it?
Right down, didn't it? Right down, and it should have been willing to right back up.
Oh, God.
Right, well, Rangers getting in against Liverpool.
Yes.
I think they will as well. There
I
you go.
think so,
I think I win. There you go.
No, I think I draw.
I think I win. Liverpool, by looking at them the other day, were all over
Their
the
heads are
gas.
scrambled.
Yep.
Gives a Jim Watt voice.
No, we Jim Watt must. They need to get him in, didn't they? Just to scream at them all. No, they'll get beat. I think.
I'm going Rangers.
You think Rangers will win, brothers?
Aye.
Yep, I'm going to say Rangers as well.
Wow. All right, we'll see it. Dundee United thumped Aberdeen at the weekend. What a
Couldn't
result,
believe it.
4-0. Did you see that coming?
Not at all, Si. I had Aberdeen in every one of my coupons.
You're not to bet
No, on
on here.
Grosvenor Sport on the casino. Spinned it and went on to Aberdeen.
I think we did that.
What was it you said about why teams can't get a result? Because they want.
My thing in football, Kev, is right. If you've not got a style to play and you every day in training you batter it into players and this is what we work on, this is what we do, right? If you've not got that and it's sort of game for game and it's like, come on, we need to be up for this today, we need to be in their faces, we need to win. Now that's all great, right? But I think a lot of that then comes down to an individual doing a bit of quality or a bit of breaking the ball, whatever it may be. And then if you've not got that style of play every week and it's embedded into your players,
Anything can happen.
I think it then sometimes become a bit of 50-50 and you're sort of relying on a bit of magic or could be wrong there. I just look at the sort of the more successful managers, the ones that are more successful seem to be the ones that have got that style of play and it's every day in training, it's basic, and you know when you go to a game, you know what you're going to get from them. Listen, it doesn't
So if I said to you, how did Aberdeen play, would you not be able to tell us?
No, sorry, I wouldn't. Listen, I've not watched a lot of them, but when I've watched them, as I said, some weeks it can be great, some weeks then you're not really sure. And I'm not saying because when a team's got a style of play, it means they're going to be brilliant every week. It doesn't happen, but I think early course of a season, you'll be more successful and get more points if you've
That's a
got
good
that
point.
style.
I'll be honest, that's a
I don't
good
think
point.
I'm being clear on it as much.
No, I know what you're saying.
No,
but
it's a good
the
point.
best teams I played,
Aye.
didn't you had a standard, you knew exactly what the manager wanted.
And the reason I'm saying that with Jim Goodwin is that when he went to Aberdeen, people who went to St Mirren games I knew said to me that he was long ball, played a lot
Who's that, Frank McAvenny?
Frank McAvenny, aye. Bloated all the time saying it, but he did say it. But he said to me they were very direct under St Mirren. So to me, I think if he's got to Aberdeen and maybe they're saying we want to stay a play, he might be taking time to get used to it. I don't know. I've not seen enough of them, but I think if you look at the course, whatever you see the most successful.
Regardless of Aberdeen and their style of play, which is a great point, some of the goals that Aberdeen conceded on Saturday night, if I was a manager, I'm fuming. I throw in the
Individual
corner.
errors,
I throw in the corner. The worst case scenario that is, he goes back to the thrower and then he's press the thrower. To throw the ball down the line 5 yards and roll your left back and then cross it in or cut it back to Tony Watt and score, that's criminal. That's easy. That can be stopped.
That's not Jim Goodwin's fault.
That's no Jim Goodwin's fault,
left back
right?
in
So
that,
then the second goal's the same. Left back, ball comes in and who was it scored the second one?
It was Tony Watt. Was that
Tony
right?
Watt scored. Tony Watt shot the first one,
Aye.
keeper saved it, come back. Second one. Third one, penalty, Ross McCrory, better defending. Fourth one, lack of communication. So see those 4 goals, see if you're switched on, you can stop them 4 goals from happening. So in terms of styles of play and stuff on Saturday, was that the cause of how Aberdeen lost? For me, it's a great point because you're right. I've sometimes watched Aberdeen and think, how did they actually play? What did they go? Did they go long and behind? Did they play into striker's feet? What is it? And I think they've got in Majovski a good player.
What's it, that chance he missed?
But what a chance he has. So then you look at it and think, has he take that chance? Does that change does then the D United go into back to how they feel? Because they're not exactly flying at the minute, whereas they've capitalised on 4 opportunities, got 4 goals, game's gone, and I don't know, I just think I don't think anybody's seen that result coming. I thought anybody would see an Aberdeen win because they're at home.
And see what I'm saying, no? Sorry, Kev, what I'm saying, no. There's managers that have come in with a style of play and they don't work, but I think overall, I think it's better.
No, I'd agree with Slaney. Like, if a manager's got a set way of playing and you stick to it, eventually, hopefully, if it results and you get time, your players will pick that up and stick to it.
Yeah.
But
So you know
in terms of, I've worked with Jim Goodwin. And Jim Goodwin was a hard worker, to be fair, but he never had a set way of playing. I found that he seen the team they were playing against, and he worked all week at how that team were going to play against that team, our team. So in terms of having a set play, it wasn't, because it changed every week. Because if we were playing, say I was at Aberdeen with him, you're playing against Dundee United, he'd have worked that week how we're going to beat Dundee United, and then if you're going to Rangers, you'd have worked in a certain way for that. So it's not as if he's no working harder.
No, 100%. It's just the way you are as a manager, isn't it?
So that's quite a good insight. So would Steve Clark be the opposite?
Yeah, no matter who we're playing, we'd play the same way. Aye.
That's how you are.
That's how I'm.
Aye, and that's how I remember how like Jim Jeffries would be. He would be that, we're playing Celtic this week, they'll come and attack. So we're going to sit in a wee bit. We are playing St Mirren this week. We feel that Big Kev has got the better of John Potter and whoever it was at the time. So we're going to play diags onto Kev. David Fernandez, I need you to get round Kev. And then, so that's how, and that Jim was most week to week. When we were at Hearts, it was different because it was me, Templeton, Scatchell and Elliott. So we had a good attacking four. So he always get the ball up to Kevin, and the threes get round Kevin. He might flick it on, so one makes sure one comes short, one goes in behind, and we always played that way every week. And even against Celtic and Rangers, we continued to play that because he believed we had a good team that could do that against those teams. Whereas at Kilmarnock, he didn't feel he had enough quality to stick to that same every week.
So what did Fergie do with you and Bruce? What was your kind of stuff?
That was brilliant how
just eat everything.
So see, to be fair, Jim Goodwin will go over that with the players, and knowing him and working with him, he'll sort of them.
Yeah.
He'll give
Could
Mm-hmm.
them
he crack as well, brothers?
Aye.
You give him though?
No, I've not had it for Jim. No,
I
seen him go for Stephen McGinn.
Did you right?
We get beat, I think it was 5-3 for Hearts at Tynecastle, and he just, some players have been here too long and just slipped straight at him.
Wow. He has got that good done.
Yeah.
I remember being a young boy to say like he was in the reserves and everyone was kind of feared him a wee bit, mate. He was very vocal and opinionated even back then. But I liked him. I liked him the same, very hard worker. I think he won't leave any to chance. But see the ones you said had an identity, especially in Scottish football. What we always talk about, I think too predictable. You can't be too predictable. So if you think of me Sean at Hibs, I think his style of play was good, but you knew exactly what they were going to do. The ball was coming to feet every time. That's what we try to go away from. No, just being. You need to have two options of how you want to play. Look at Man City. Ederson gets the ball sometimes and goes fuck you right in behind people. That's where the space is.
Although you have your style of play, there's parts of the games and you're playing, you change it up a wee bit as well when it's not quite happening. How
of course, you need to.
I've seen you turn balls around the channels and get player and like you have to be adaptable. Like in terms of the gaffer wants us. Like we listen. The best example was Joe Hart's comments last week when he says, "Well, this is how the manager wants me to play." But at that point, Joe, take the fucking onus on yourself.
That's it. So sometimes the boys on the pitch need to identify.
Take the onus on yourself. It's great that Big Ange says that, but just kick that ball up the park and we'll go and get the second ball.
Rangers do it a lot. They go long diags and then play off seconds just to get that space to play.
But I think that's been one of maybe where Van Bronckhorst is maybe a bit of criticism because you don't know what you're getting with him sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, it'd be good to get a wee debate. So, but listen, can Dundee United now put a run together? Because if you look at the next 3 games, you've got Hibs at home, Ross County away and St Mirren away. That being said, there's no easy games, is there?
On them 3 games, Hibs are flying. Ross County's picked up a few results recently. They beat Livingston the other weekend. And then St Mirren, up until Saturday against Rangers, had won potentially maybe 4 out of 5 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So, their 3, although they on paper might look, they're still 3 tough games, but scoring 4 goals against Aberdeen, that's got to give you confidence.
Well, they've got the squad. They've got a good squad. They've got the players to do it. But as Slaney said there, are they working on a set way of playing, or is that just because of the good squad they've got? They've just went and battered Aberdeen 4-0. Are they going to go and get beat 1-0 next week?
Fletcher did play the weekend, did he?
No, Fletcher never played.
No. Charlie never played.
No.
So
it's no rocket science, is it? Leave it to the fucking house. So see, on that, I'm going to ask you, because I watched the top 3 hang on Monday Night Football. Top 3 managers in Scotland that you like
now presently
working in Scotland.
Ange,
yes,
obviously. Quite like.
Are we talking Prem here? Or?
No.
Phil.
Premier, Championship, League 1, League 2 will go.
Oof, jeez,
I've got my
go for
I'm only
Slaney
putting that
then.
because one of my favourite managers in the Championship.
I've got my 3.
Right, you go then.
You and
No, I'm not in it. So you come back. I've got my 3. I like Stevie Hamill, and I like John McGlynn. John McGlynn's my favourite manager.
Why?
Because I love the way Falkirk. I love his way these teams play.
It's like the way you
That's my
go-
dad. What's my dad doing?
There's always somebody outside that window.
What's my dad doing?
Here's another
I was
one.
meeting up to Aldi that
Here's a
night
boy.
training.
Here's a boy running up the street with a walking stick.
That'll be you after the hip hop and that, on me. Who are you going?
And Martindale.
Very much got an identity, Livingston.
Yep.
I love it. Honestly, his whole story I think is brilliant. Third one. But see, McLean, did he not change did he meet Rodgers?
So when I used to play, again, this is a credit to John McGlynn, maybe not a credit, but when we used to play John McGlynn's Hearts teams, mate, in the youth team, I'm talking take the leather off the ball every time I had it. Fucking boom. And then he got a job, I think he went and worked with Brendan Rodgers at Celtic, and then he went to Wraith, wasn't it? Wraith Rovers, and his Wraith team were fucking brilliant. And his Falkirk team are the same, proper, play out for the back, brave.
Brilliant.
I would agree with you on Ange and Stevie Hamill, because I think Stevie Hamill, his Motherwell side, you can see the difference in them since he's taken over.
He's not been in a long time though, has he?
Aye, but that's
I like the way he talks and everything, I watched his interview
also
after the game.
that's also credit, because you can see a difference in the short time he has been in. So how's he going to?
When he gets it longer,
Gets it longer. I think some of Motherwell's youth teams, when he was head of the youth department, were
Done really well.
David De Gea's took over from him.
Who's it, Stuart Kettle?
Yeah, well, he's took over for the youth at Motherwell, aye. And then my other one would possibly be, I quite like Stevie Robinson. I was quite critical at the beginning of the season, but he's came in and through bad results at the early stages and looking like potential favourites to get relegated, he's turned that around.
He done well at
And
Motherwell as
basically-
well.
and that's what I'm
Kev,
saying.
didn't
He's
he?
now got them going well to a point that you can relate them now to how his Motherwell side were going. He's got his team, he's got his formation, he's got his identity. They play with the two boys up front.
A young guy, Main.
A young guy in Main, and they know exactly how you play, but they're effective. So credit to them three.
Brothers got any?
Aye, big Ange for me. I just like the way he comes across and the way he plays.
Yeah.
I've got to go with Gio because you can't get to a European Cup
No,
final.
I
Yeah,
agree.
bad manager, aye, definitely.
And I would probably go with Davy Martindale, to be honest. He has got a set way of playing
Yep.
and he doesn't care who you're playing against, he'll
Yeah.
stick to it. And I just like the way he talks after
So
the game.
he's
it's
just so honest,
aye.
mate, eh? He doesn't
Aye.
change.
Aye.
I seen Fozzie's getting slaughtered for his
Interview.
interview after
I
the
know.
game. I
What
don't know
did
why,
he
mate. I think it's fucking
Aye,
brilliant
what
what he's
did
saying. He
he
says
say?
if you want to come
Depressed.
here and you want a coast, then
Do you know what he's not getting? He's not.
It's his accent,
It's his
innit?
accent. People are jumping. It's more. It's like it's actually like
But that's
abuse.
where he's
That's where
he's kept his Dundee accent.
He's
He's
just
see if he
kept his-
changed
not a fraud, like
Aye.
he speaks like for fucking.
I know. That's what I was wondering. Him and Mo Ross sound the same. But what happened to you?
I don't know why, eh?
You've wanted to be Glasgow, didn't you?
He's just pure
noticed that.
Dundonian, isn't he?
You noticed that?
He's pure Dundonian.
And like he's just always saying this, like, if you're not willing to work hard in my team, you'll no be in my team.
He does go a bit Italian at one stage. If
No,
he worked
German.
up close, he
He's
goes
not
like-
fluent in German.
He's fluent in German.
Fluent in German,
He'll
aye.
be good, mate. I've no doubt.
Aye.
You know Foz, huh?
Tell me you saw theirs. You wouldn't have seen it because you'd been preparing for the game. So their preparation after the game Saturday, Huddersfield sitting second bottom of the league. Where I think they only got about 6 points. They won the game and they took them all over to the crowd. And then run all hand in hand. Whee.
Did they?
So that might be something different, but that might
That's
just
just a
unite.
German thing, innit?
That might just unite a group of guys and then end up maybe going up the league. But
He sniffs his balls as well, wouldn't he? Like a German manager.
But no, listen, he's Scottish, a young Scottish manager, so
He'll
you've
be
got
good for us.
to.
I love him a bit.
Mate, do you know
wish
one of
him
the
all the
greatest
best.
performances I've ever seen at the weekend, by the way? Tony Adams and Strictly Come Dancing. Did you see that?
Brilliant.
He's a wee, what was he doing?
Brilliant.
Did you see it?
Stripped
not?
off.
Oh
Did
my God, mate, it's
Mate.
one of the best videos in history. Strips his whole he does the film, won't he?
Mate, he's looking well, isn't he?
No
Fit like-
chance.
Aye.
What, naked?
No, no, didn't
No.
he red
Well,
glittery
that's not a
pants?
full money.
No, but no, it was a tune for film, wasn't it?
Does he look like he's got a big...
I don't know, had wee red glittery pants on. You couldn't really tell. It was unbelievable.
What was Nigel Winterburn doing?
He was sliding the line of seats, watching him. He's brilliant.
Big Tony Adams.
No, please watch that if anybody's interested.
What about this top 3 players in we'll go SPL. Your top 3 favourite players.
McGregor.
Kent for me.
Ken.
Just playing against him, I love him.
Was he good to play?
Aye.
Did he do you, brothers?
Oh, he's so sharp. He was like an NFL player, that's what I could describe him like.
What do you mean?
Like, well, do you watch American football?
Nah, not really.
So the
You try
running
and
backs,
gain
they
a
just
yard.
go in the check so
Aye.
quick and grab it. That's what he's like. He just stops dead so quick.
Stops you and then goes
Aye.
again.
Well, that's
it,
how
it
you'd be
reminds-
better asking him. What's your 3 best playing against or hardest?
In the SPL?
Aye.
Well, Kent. It's got to be Edward when he was here.
See, I know.
Aye.
Aye, he was a joke.
What, would he drop really deep to go and get the ball, brothers?
Aye, but he was strong, fast as well. I think people don't realise how strong he was. And He was so good on the ball.
Yeah.
Just touch, step over.
Awareness
quick.
around
Aye,
him, yeah.
He would just pop it round, go again.
Yeah.
He was probably the hardest in Kent.
Anyone outside Celtic and Rangers that always kind of impressed you?
Big Nubly.
Was he hard work?
Aye. He was a
He's good again at the weekend.
He's good, Tim. He's got a big move in him.
Aye, he'll move again.
Yeah.
100%.
Anyone else SPL that you like? Boyle's good for Hibs, isn't he?
He's brilliant.
He's made a massive difference to him, Boyle. He's just so
excellent.
quick, mate.
I know.
Aye.
I'm trying to think who I like. I obviously admire Callum McGregor. I think he's next level. I actually really like O'Reilly. I think he's got a lovely balance about him. I don't know what, it seems to take the ball and on his stride. And I always like Morelos. I don't know what it is. He's just got that other bit to him. Like, he scores goals, but he's got that fucking other like stupid bit in him, the bit that winds people up and stuff. And but it doesn't seem to bother him. He seems to just he don't score as many goals as he did over the course of the last 6-7 years. No being a good striker.
I just love picking players I've come up against.
Aye.
So you're like direct opponent, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, whereas if you had to say who was your hardest opponent, you would probably pick a centre back.
Oh, I'd pick Bagheera.
Yeah.
He's beginning to find
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Was he as fast as what I thought he was?
Aye.
Aye. And strong.
Aye.
I've never
he was
known a
106
guy.
kilograms.
Mate, and he was.
he?
Aye.
What, he wasn't the tallest though, was he?
Oh, he was
was he?
6'1",
Aye,
6'2".
aye.
I thought he was a wee stocky.
Oh no, my God! I remember he just was so aggressive.
Was he?
I was aggressive, and I would like pick away at him, but he would pick away at me, and I'd be like, "When's this fucking final whistle got to end?" Because
Would
he
you,
was.
Kevin?
Honestly,
He'd pick the
he
ball
scared
up
me.
and go in mazes.
Aye,
He
that's what he did.
scared me playing because he just had no fear. I remember he fucking gouged my eye one day at a corner, and I was like, "Oh
That's
my
why your
God!"
eyes fucked.
Maybe it is. It maybe is. I was nipping him. And he fucking turned around and went, "The fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, you're not like that, big man." And he fucking just turned and went, "Ooh, right in your eye." And I was like, "Oh, fuck that." I'm in the way. And I went through the near post to the far post out the road.
Nicest guy
I love
I've
shit
met.
like that. Was
He
he a
was,
nice guy?
aye,
Great guy.
but, oh my God, he was. And I like Davy Weir. I like playing against Davy Weir because.
Was Davy Weir physical now?
No,
He
what
made
Davy
clever.
Weir was clever.
Stand
I
in
remember
front of
playing
you, mate.
against Davy Weir when I was 20 in the Premiership, Everton Sunderland. And I remember coming off the park and David Moyes says to me, "Well played today, big man." And I thought, really? I thought it was shite. And I remember watching it back in match day and thinking, fucking Davy Weir was unbelievable. And I thought, if I ever get a chance to play against him again, I'll know what to do next time around. But at the time I got to play Davy Weir again, he was nearly fucking 40.
And was he still brilliant?
And he was still good, but he'd lost a wee bit of like pace that he had back in the day. So I was able to figure out that what he was good at then, I was then able, a wee bit more clever and streetwiser. And it was the same with Stephen Presley. See, when I played against Stephen Presley as a young boy at Sunderland in a pre-season friend against
Daddy?
Hearts, the daddy fucking kicked me up and down the park.
Did he?
Aye, but then see when I played against the daddy when he played with Falkirk when I was at Kilmarnock, I kicked him up and down the fucking park. But it just shows you the difference in experience, and you really find that yourself. Like as a young centre back to an older centre back, a lot changes.
Oh, aye, 100%.
And it's but no,
Him and
fucking-
Sutton used to fight like fuck in the tunnel. Funny.
who
You know who the daddy is, Sutty. That's what he used to say
that's
on the
right,
phone.
aye.
Who was your hardest player
To play against.
Even down England?
John Joe Shelby was a joke, mate.
Was he?
17 he was. We played against him 4 times that year because we played in
He
this,
is a
the
joke,
playoff
isn't
semi-final. He played centre mid, I played centre mid. I think he nutmegged me about 6 times over the course of the 4 games, mate. He was one of them, mate, like, he'd get the ball me all the time, but he wouldn't give a fuck. He would just go and get it off the back 4, mate, and spray it. I love that, eh?
Somebody said he would have been the top if his mind or something, mentality was a bit different. Was what a Liverpool player that said it.
No, Matt Ritchie, when I interviewed him, said
Sorry, it
if,
was Matt
if he
Ritchie.
had the mentality, he could have played. He could have played for Barcelona. He said he was unbelievable, and he gave a bit as well, mate. He's a cheeky bastard.
Aye, to cash you off.
Cash it, I think he was 17, cashing boys off. What about doing South? Who was good?
Going south.
You play against Antonio or not?
Aye, Antonio. Antonio was at Sheffield Wednesday and Nottingham Forest, played against him.
Handful.
He was a handful, mate, but you wouldn't have said he was a good football player. Do you know what I mean? It's like, almost you had to give yourself a yard because if you think he's going to take a touch and he would shank it, run, but he was that fast and strong, you wouldn't get back to him if you went tight. I thought Andre Gray was a handful.
He was at
Andres
Watford and
Gray.
Burnley,
Aye,
wasn't
good
he?
player.
Strong,
Aye.
big folks, that Burnley team.
Did you
at
ever
that
play
time.
Troy Deeney? No.
I played against Troy
I
loads of time.
can only imagine him being strong as fuck.
Troy was like a proper man's man.
Aye.
Like, I remember I caught him an elbow and like cut him open, and 2 of the players ran up like, "What are you doing?" And Troy's like, "Leave it." No, that's what happens up here. left it, get stitched up, come back on, whacked me.
Did he? I played against him when he was at Walsall as well. A good player, wasn't he?
He was.
He was in jail in that of Troy Deeney, wasn't he? On time, that's right.
I don't think people give him credit for what he brings to a team.
Good player.
Who was it? So when you were at Rangers, who was the hardest player you faced?
The hardest?
Did you say Ibrahimovic at Scotland?
Ibrahimovic with Scotland. He was a joke. Man. Let me think here.
Rooney, no?
Rooney was good.
Was there any SPL players in your time that you used to think, oh God, I'm playing against him today?
Paddy McCourt.
Paddy,
Were you sitting on that day he scored that goal, brothers? Were you sitting
McGeady.
McGeady.
I used to no play for about 3 weeks and then get brought in the team to play against McGeady.
Oh, you
that's the worst, isn't it? When you just mark McGeady right there, Murray's.
I know. Joke. He'd run out with his right foot, flip flop, then run out with his left foot, flip flop.
He was unreal, wasn't he?
But I remember seeing him, he must have been 18 or something. Remember Colaccini at AC Milan?
Aye.
He absolutely tore him in the arsehole.
He was amazing that night, wasn't he?
Brilliant, man. Champions League night, his first Champions League game, he fucking terrorised them.
You always said he should have been a 10, didn't you?
Always should have played as a see, now modern day football as a 10, he was wasted out wide, mate. He was such a good finisher with
Pissed
2
off
feet.
for 10 million and they brought Forrest through.
Did you play against Forrest? His hero?
He's a joke, isn't he?
He was good.
Was Forrest good, brothers?
Aye.
What, quick?
Aye. So direct.
Yeah.
Brilliant,
Right, good. Right, Jim Goodwin, 8-game ban. How much of a factor has that got?
I think so, massive.
So do I, massive.
I think massive. Just learning on the job myself, you know. No.
What would happen to us if you got an 8-game ban?
No, what would happen to him if you got an 8-game ban?
No, he'd be fine now, I think, mate.
No, remember I did it.
100%
That's the next episode, mate. I'm going to ask to get that taken out.
What, did you, every game that happened, you won? No, Glenn Northus beat.
My first game in charge, beat. That game, but I came in and after remember and I said, I'm the gaffer, but I'm going to ask to take that out, mate.
When did you say that?
Remember? The game we won the cup, 3-2.
Game you get sent off.
You came out and you did your talk after the game. You get
No,
sent
I
out.
didn't get that actually taken out.
That's embarrassing, mate.
No, it isn't.
Aye, it is.
No, it isn't. Keep that in.
No, but I do think Jim Goodwin, I think it's such a... you watch managers, you watch even Pep, and I mean, he's kicking every single ball for Arsenal at this side of the weekend.
But then on the flip side, that Walter Smith used to sit in the stand.
Surely your work's done during the week.
No, I actually agree with that as well.
How much can you...
Actually, do you know, and that's the worst thing, that's not even me sitting defence. Actually, do I agree with that? But I think, I don't know what it is.
How much
Is he
can you
allowed in
actually
at half time
influence?
then?
No.
So completely gone.
How are we going to make it a wig on you, weren't we? Is that not, didn't work, the band didn't stay, didn't it?
No, I just got a full warning.
Aye, that's good.
Oh, well, how much kind of influence can you actually make from the touchline when you've set up your team all week to go and do a performance? Surely he can relay that message to his assistants, and from the stand he's able to see the game a wee bit differently from a higher angle and say, right, okay, message down and say, or can he do that? I don't know, can he?
Well, this is nothing to...
No, you can't, mate. You can't. I don't think you can message down.
No, this is nothing, I don't want to talk to you, it's not about you, right, but I seen it first hand. No, I don't, I'll know, it's not about you, but I seen it first hand when you were playing, and you're playing in the game, right, and then you came off at 20 minutes and came to the side, right, so we have done all the work for a month or 2 months, whatever, but then when you were at the side, you're seeing what's going on, so you're helping players, or you're I don't know how to explain it, I don't want to like suck it, it's not about you, but I'm just saying as in, when he came on, I noticed a difference in the team, when he was sort of being vocal at the side, or asking what he wanted, or you can see...
You've got to have your manager at the touchline, regardless. I know I was saying like earlier on how much can actually influence, but to have your manager there and able to maybe identify something that might help change that game at that second, no having Jim Goodwin there, 8 games, that's going to be a big... That could be...
That could be massive.
Listen, this could be massive in terms of a horrendous result against Dundee United. See if that continues. 8 games time, you never know.
But I know what you're saying with
really
Sai,
talked,
but
didn't he?
Sai's only got us twice a week. Do you know what I mean?
right.
Jim Goodwin's got them every day.
Every day, aye, full time, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Good
We
point.
had the cannon got sent. Remember the Rotherham's old stadium? It was like a leisure centre. You get changed in and had a running track round it. He got sent to the stand for this game, mate. And no word of lie, mate. He stood at his seat. So he's meant to sit down in the stand, but he stood and he basically managed the game for the stand, mate.
Did he?
So he's fucking screaming at you for the stand, man. I was like, I'm not sure if he's allowed to do that, mate, but it was unreal. Imagine you're sitting next to him for that fucking game. He wouldn't have shot up the
that's
full
brilliant,
game,
eh?
mate. So he says, look at me in the stand. Don't look at the assistant manager on the side. He says, watch me. Listen to my instruction for the stand. Brilliant, mate.
I remember that Rotherham Stadium because me and Marcus Stewart came out to the pitch before the game.
Oh, that was that.
And he used to sit and he had this thing where he would twiddle his wedding ring.
Who, Marcus Stewart?
And it come off and he dropped it. And you know how when they did the pitch, they prick the holes? fucking went down one of the holes, his wedding ring. Oh no. And he was fucking fuming. I don't know if he ever got it back.
That's it. Do you ever play at Brighton's old stadium?
Oh my God.
That was the worst, mate. You had to walk, see, like civil service,
Mate,
that's
that
what it was like. Had to walk
That had the
about fucking 2
massive
miles.
thing all the way around it as well.
Your fans were miles away, wasn't it? Crap stadium.
Cardiff's old one as well. And then was it Ninian Park?
Cardiff's old, that's right.
Oh, flipping
See,
hell.
remember the Walter Smith clip when he's sitting in the stand? Is it Durant he fucking batters?
Aye,
when he's sitting next to
Durant
him.
needs to run down and get
Durant
a
runs
message.
down. Would he, so see in the stand, he'd always sit there for like the first 20 minutes.
Aye, or try and get the first half in.
And then he'd
But he would always see someone and end up doing.
coming down. Could you kind of sense when he was coming down to the side of the pitch?
Nah, no until you're running past him and he's shouting at you.
So would Walter Smith shout for the side?
No, when he comes in, aye,
Would he?
aye, 100%.
What, like a lot, brothers, or was he usually quite
Just
quiet?
like, obviously we've done our work, and then if he's seen someone up there and say, I think there was one game like there was space for me to drive in, and I played a simple pass, and he was down at the side, and I was running by him, like, brothers, fucking drive the space. Next one, I'm driving in the space, man. Shite was there.
That's brilliant. I love
Did
that.
you ever, when your manager was suspended or whatever, did you ever notice it, that they weren't there?
Nah.
No,
Ah,
right,
you
so-
don't really.
Nah.
I
That's
don't
not your
notice them,
thoughts
man.
when you're playing, really, is it?
Is it in yours?
I just read it off a sheet there. By the way, see, I think it's a bit harsh, by the
What,
way.
8 games?
8 game
Eight games
calling a
harsh.
cheat. Listen, I don't like the
Aye.
word, but see if you're going to ask managers to come out after games and talk, then I'm not saying that so you can't just say whatever you want, but
That's
where are they
Too
based?
harsh,
Where are they
aye.
based in the, where are they
Listen,
playing?
it's-
It'd be a free game ban, shouldn't
Aye.
He's no far for the truth sometimes with players when they do like do a bit of fucking no cheating. What do they call the word? He should have used the other words. The more
Stimulation. What is it? Stimulation?
Aye.
No, stimulation for you, Guy Lee. Who's Lee?
Don't mention her. That's raging.
Porteous has came into his own since it, hasn't he?
He's in
He's
the level.
fucking head and
I
shoulders
think it's
now.
the Scotland thing, innit?
Do you think so?
He's given that confidence.
he's going to move in January.
Do you think he will go for, like, so somebody will pay a wee fee to get him in January instead of waiting till the summer, or do you think
Aye.
he'll sign a pre-contract with somebody
Well, I think Hibs will try and get rid of him. No, surely you've got to cash in.
and take the money?
Aye,
Or do you offer him an absolute fortune to stay, or do you think he's definitely away?
he's going to.
Well, Hibs have got potential to offer fortunes if the boy.
Boy Mueller was
Mueller was
scoring 8
on-
grand, didn't he?
It was higher than that.
Was it 10?
10 grand a week. So 10 grand a week at Hibs is some wage. If he leaves Hibs to go to say maybe one of the old firm or down south, what we're looking at much more than that.
You'll get more than 10, though.
You get me on 10, but because I know a recent one that's went to one of the teams at 14. So that's a fair whack of money to be knocking back at wages. What is 22,
22, 23, huh?
22, 23?
The
Do you
team's
like
doing
him,
it-
brothers?
I actually do like him. I even like the fact that he's got a wee bit about him that
Aye.
he gives it and that. Like, I know he gets a bit of criticism for it, but
He's in your team, you love him.
He doesn't give a fuck,
If
does
he's
he?
not in
Aye,
your team, you
Love that,
fucking
man.
hate him.
that's what I mean. You would want
taking
him in
free
your
kicks
corner.
now.
Yeah.
Is he?
He's taking free kicks now, 25-yard free kicks now.
He's actually technically very
Aye.
good.
Yeah, he is technically good.
Aye.
Do you think he'll
Yes.
go down south if he gets a move?
I think he should.
I think he should go south.
He can always come back up.
You're looking at Rangers other centre half though beside Goldson. It's no convincing, is it? Anybody taking that spot?
Is Suter out for the season or what?
I think
Yeah.
Suter's out
Yeah.
until after Christmas, isn't he?
But you said that was the best decision you made, was going down south?
I loved it.
Why was that? To get away
just-
different?
Nah, you see a fishbowl in Scotland, isn't it? So just to go down and enjoy your football and have a life.
Aye.
Like, do stuff with the kids and
I
that.
would say that with Porteous, because of like Jim Goodwin calling him a cheating, other people have this opinion of him. There's a wee bit of a thing with Porteous in Scottish football. Now, I think if he left Scottish football to go and try Pastures New down south, he'll do well down south. But see, if he doesn't do well down south, he can still come back to
He can come back to Hibs.
Hearts, Edinburgh, whatever it is in Aberdeen.
But if he goes down there and does well at 22,
Aye,
he can
then
go
he's
again.
Yeah, 100%.
absolutely 100. And
Some of the defenders down there making moves. Oh,
Unfortunately, like, he needs to do it for 2-3 seasons up here before he gets that move down there.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get down there and have a good 6 months, they just come and get you.
Yeah.
Because they're so disrespectful to our leagues.
Yeah. So do you think he couldn't go and play in the English Premier League now, could he?
I think Championship's
Championship.
next,
Yeah.
Go and get yourself
Does
sorted.
well there then, goes again.
by the way, Hibs are flying.
Flying.
They just love beating 10 men, didn't they?
Got pace, mate.
How many times have they played 10 men? 3 times is it this season?
It was a Portis going set off
It's
again.
it's the 5th time this season they've played 10 men.
But why? Do you know why that? I think that is. They've got real pace in their team, don't they? Play a
so
lot of
that's
last ditch
them, aye.
tackles,
Yeah.
last man
Good shout,
tackles.
that.
good point.
Because is it Boyle and is it what's the other boy's name? Yuan on the other side. He's rapid, mate.
And then it's
Rapid.
Portis through 1-on-1.
I know.
Like you see, he's breaking out and
Aye.
playing some Lovely
Was
pass.
that
header.
Hibs manager?
Because he was under a bit,
Under a bit of
pressure, wasn't he?
He's done really well there, and that's with Foot and Nisbet and McGeady, two players you would think would be massive for you. Well done.
And Hearts have gone a bit, haven't they?
Aye,
Is that, well, you've experienced it, brothers. Does the European football affect you?
100%.
Does it?
Just a number of just a
Thursday
number
night
of
and then
games?
going into that Sunday game, coming for that big Fiorentina game to go into Rugby Park playing in the Astro, does it get you up? But even looking at that, I still think Hearts could have won that game, because if Barry takes that chance, you've got the goalie punching it outside the box,
Yep.
and then if Taylor gets sent off as well when he's onside, so
No, that's the thing with VAR. We were talking about VAR earlier. VAR comes into Scottish football. Ash Taylor gets sent off. It's no offside because it wasn't offside. Replay shows.
And it's
shows
2-1,
that.
the game's
and it's
changed.
2-1. The game's changed. Barry Mackay's got to take that with his left foot.
aye. But then when do you ever see Craig Gordon doing that as well?
Just slipping.
So on the day, they done well to get a draw, but they could have won the game.
Commander had
You
some
wouldn't
good
see Div
chances
doing
as
that.
well.
Aye.
You wouldn't see Div
No,
doing
you
that.
wouldn't see Div doing
Div
that.
just
No.
popped that in the
So
centre.
that's the thing, goals
He's
change
brilliant, him.
games, but if they score early,
Yeah.
it changes the game.
It's actually quite an entertaining game in terms of on the Astro, and it was a bit wet, it was zipping about.
Zipping,
The teams were passing it well and creating some good
Slippery as
opportunities.
well.
Aye.
Sick.
Great pass for Snoddy, mate.
Snoddy looked
Great
good
pass.
with balls over the top, but I find with that ball over the top, the centre half's just kind of got himself in a position that if he stops, he'll probably let him run offside, but he can't see behind him because of the way his position is. And then the goalkeeper, I feel the goalkeeper could have did a wee bit better when he cut. I know he's took it round him, but made it too easy.
Big Atkinson's done all right.
Humphreys probably should have scored the header in the first half.
Aye, they headed
Sorry,
as well, aye.
And then who was the
Humphreys,
Kilmarnock
it was,
boy?
sorry.
The Commander are doing all right now. A couple of good performances as well.
Yeah, you always get that with Dale, wouldn't you?
Aye.
You will.
Kilmarnock will never go down under Dale, I don't think. They'll be all right.
He'll be sick, man, Dale, but
Who will go down
85
now?
minutes.
Who are you
Aye.
saying will go down?
Who'll go down?
Livy's hit a wee blip.
Livy will not go down.
I know they'll no go down, but they've just hit a wee blip recently.
But I think the two games they've lost, I think he said after the game, he is quite honest. Usually when his team's shite, he'll say it. He did say, well, they're dominating games.
Yeah,
It's
they are.
not taking chances.
yeah.
There's a good crowd in there Saturday. I think they put an initiative on to give out so many free tickets to young kids and that. It's the first time I've seen some of the stands full other than when the old firm
Away
were.
fans.
No, the other, even v St Mirren Livingston, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
They missed the penalty, didn't they? And then eventually Anderson scored, but they'll be fine.
So who is realistic? The D-United's just got a great result. Ross County's got a good result. Kilmarnock's got a point. It's starting to bunch
No,
up
we can't
down
keep
there.
saying that
I know.
everyone's not going down.
Who's no good? Who's the one that's...
Kelly are struggling, aren't they?
Who?
Kelly's struggling to pick points up.
Kelly?
Aye. They got
They
the
beat St Johnstone,
I
didn't
know. I
They've
got
been
4 in the
flying,
last
actually.
2.
All right.
What points?
they? His head scrambled.
I think Dundee United need to back up Saturday's
So do I. I would
results
still worry for
to
Dundee United.
convince me that they are turned the corner.
That's not just a one-off.
Aye. Because I've-
Davy Martindale had his big tool at the weekend as well.
Aye.
Aye.
Fixing the crossbar.
Brilliant. And what other manager would ever do
Well,
that?
last Sean Mahoney did it, but
He couldn't reach it.
no, he still went on step ladders, but still couldn't reach.
Couldn't get it, aye. You got an lad. Still couldn't reach it. No, brilliant for Martindale, that.
He's a man of the people, Davy Martindale. You
He
can
is.
imagine him doing everything about Livingston, fixing fucking all
How do you
sorts.
get the size of the goals wrong?
So what was the deal with the goal?
The crossbar was
too low.
dropping.
Aye.
Sean wanted it, didn't he? Didn't he?
What a guy, though.
No, he's a legend,
I
Sean.
see he done some in another podcast talking about the films made him do what he did before football.
What, watching films?
Aye. Watching like The Godfather and that. Get him on here.
Oh, we need to get him on here. Well, he keeps promising he was going to get him on.
Tried to do a one-to-one with him, wasn't
When are you going to get somebody on the podcast?
he? Kenny Miller again yesterday. No, pal. How many times has that happened, mate? Innit? How can I never just get somebody to say aye to come on?
Just
And have you managed to get his Tierney now?
Ongoing talks. Ongoing talks.
How long will
Find
we
it
talk?
Thursday. Find it Thursday.
We're doing Wednesday.
Back Wednesday night.
Oh, I need to say Duncammy Kerr's testimonial.
I heard it was
Sunday.
amazing.
Brilliant, mate. Great
Was
night.
it?
Great night.
Heard
How
you
was
were
how the
you were on
characters
fire.
that are there?
Oh, it was alright. Paul McGowan and Dan O'Day were brilliant, man.
Were they?
They came on stage, they were fucking excellent.
Were you on the stage or not?
I done.
The Sci-Ferry meets Cammy Fair.
Oh, did you?
Rough as fuck. Rough as fuck.
How
but
was
good.
it? So was it in the...
Celebrating 10 years of pure pish. Cammy
shite.
Kerr, man. Off. How he's managed 10 years, mate, I'll fucking never know.
How
but
many
fair
people
play.
were there, Si?
I think there was about 350 people.
And you hosted it? So what was it like? Did you need to bring people up on the stage and that?
On and off. Rab Douglas, that was there. Pizzo, you know Pizzo?
Aye.
Pizzo was there. Good.
Did you do that for nothing for him?
Done it for nothing, mate. No fee.
What a guy.
He's fucking no daft, isn't he? No?
What
Nice
do
to
you
get
mean?
that on the camera, by the way. Done it for nothing.
Are you still chasing mum and dads up for monies for camps?
I'll go there. Yeah, I mean, it's
Do you want to get out there? Put out the book I've got a camp on. Was it next
October
week?
camp, make sure you're there's going to be. Listen, the most important thing is the coaching. We've got a style of play. Identity. Through the whole week you'll get that, and there will be big stars. Hopefully, you doing Andy.
Mate, I'm off that week. I could come and coach.
What about, you know, when Big Man come down?
Right, I come down.
I'm busy, mate.
I've got a few lined up.
Would you put your kids under his supervision, brothers?
Nah.
Mate, guess who's wee kid?
My kids hate football.
Oh, you have to hire your boys a rugby, and he's a rugby man, isn't he? Huh?
I can change that. There are a few kids that have came as the parents who don't like football and they come in and we get them gone. So many of them happen to. But Aiden's brother came with Pierce.
Aidan McLaughlin's wee brother.
Wee brother came brilliant. Press is like, I've never seen a 5-year-old press. He must be hearing you shouting at Aiden press. No,
is his brother any good?
He's a crack. He's good. Just needs to, obviously 5-year-old, just needs to play more, but energy amazing, Si.
Right.
On the personality's amazing. So funny.
On the one of your boys' brothers on your team, I watched that boys' podcast. The boy that does the Lowland League, what's his name again? Stuart.
Who?
No, the boy that does the Lowland League podcast that was there Friday night for the game.
Oh, is it Sam?
Sam. So he interviewed one of the young kids that were watching the game. He says, so why are you here tonight? He says, I'm here to watch my brother playing. Who's your brother? Barzo. I don't think he's playing though.
He's a ball boy.
His brother's a good guy.
That's right, he called the score.
Did he?
So he did, he said 3-1, that's right, I
Good
seen
for him.
that. Right, last few bit, lads. Scotland's group for the 2024 qualifiers: Spain, Norway, Georgia, Cyprus. So we'll fucking see you in 2028. Is there any chance of getting through that?
Aye.
Definitely.
Could that have been worse?
Aye.
It could have been worse.
Spain's the best you want.
Couldn't have been much worse.
Aye.
But it could have been worse.
Was Spain no brilliant there?
No.
What, is it only one that goes
Mate.
through? Is it a second game?
One and then a playoff.
That's surely
Because
we're
it's
going
a
for
group of
playoff,
five.
no?
Haaland and Norway, they...
No, we've not qualified for
No.
that.
I'll tell you,
Shite.
being honest,
Alright.
we'll struggle with Georgia away. Saying that right now.
What do you know about Georgia?
Decent away from home.
Big Georgian.
Georgia's decent. Kincladze. Avaladze.
He's just been sacked
Mindadze.
from Hill, isn't he? It's like the Cundurrant team, isn't it? Harry, Barry and Gary.
Larry.
So you think we can go through it, huh?
Aye. I don't think we can. I think Spain will win the group, but I think we could finish second.
But Steve Clark is the type that could maybe go and get a result against Spain, isn't it? The way
100%. We'll walk Steve Clark Classic.
Did we not get drawn against Gibraltar and they had to put Gibraltar out because of links to Spain? That's why Cyprus are in there. The
great
draw.
knowledge, big man.
I watched it.
Oh, did you?
Sat and watched it. Aye.
Watch the draw?
Watched the
It's
draw.
because you're not working on it.
Because I'm walking.
Sitting about the house in your pants.
Watching all these box sets.
What have you been watching?
The Handmaid's Tale, unbelievable.
What's that?
Fucking get it on.
The Handmaid's
My
Tale. What the
missus
fuck?
watches
Get it
that.
on.
Is that not like a mad...
Oh,
Get
women's
on.
show, no?
Handmaid's Tale, Blackbird.
What happens in Handmaid's Tale?
Can you get into it? It's not the day for to get into the Handmaid's Tale.
How? What is
A
it?
lot of...
Aye.
Horsing?
Oh, aye.
Is it?
No, just we'll talk about that another day. Handmaid's Tale.
Big man's talked enough about that today.
Aye, Blackbird's
He's getting
good.
him, she's getting it.
Who's Blackbird?
Blackbird's about a boy gets put into jail and then he has to. They're going to give him a chance to go out early, but he has to go into another jail to try and get the secrets out of a serial killer.
Anything else for us?
I watched the
Eurotrash,
Crawdads.
you
Watched
watching
the Crawdads Sing movie.
Ready, steady, cook.
Good film.
The what
else?
film, sorry?
The Crawdads Sing, based on a book. True story. Good film.
Is that, are you just sitting on the couch your whole day?
You should do movie reviews.
Don't tell
Naked?
Lynn this. Don't tell Lynn this.
Naked?
No, naked.
What'd you say about the house in?
Based
Oh,
on-
that your leather skirt, innit?
And the vest.
Just sitting farting at your leather skirt.
In the white vest.
Tell you what else I noticed. That wee fire stick, see on the channels, see the very bottom of the channels? Triple X videos, tremendous. What do you need on the phone now?
Kevin
that's
Gill,
done.
superb boys, well done.
Superb.
Cheers, lads.